Reinventing the Wheel presents Xbox Live Arcade games you should buy.
We don't really play Xbox Live Arcade games. We're not the Xbox Live Arcade game playing type. But these are a couple of games that even we had to buy.
That's one of those games that wasn't just designed for the Xbox 360. It came first in a board game form. If you've ever actually played the board game, you're going to really have to buy this Xbox Live Arcade game, mostly because it counts for you. The AI is kind of stupid, but the multiplayer makes up for it, and graphics really make the cards that you played in the original game just come to life and make it all pretty and happy. And if you ever played the game before, you're going to love it. If you haven't played the game before and you like Settlers of Catan or Risk, you'll like this too.
Band of Bugs is this cute little game. It looks like you're playing A Bug's Life, if you remember that movie, and you have little sisters to blame seeing it on. But it's a real-time strategy, which I just love. It's a lot like Final Fantasy Tactics, Jeanne d'Arc, a lot of the PSP games that have come out recently, if you're into those. It's got a lot of variety, a lot of tactics that you got to apply. You know, it actually matters which way you're facing, you know, what actions that you've taken the previous round affect you later on. It's just a great little download.
Now, do you suck at chess? Because I actually think this would make you better. Not only do you have games you can play against the computer with varying levels of AI and varying rules, but you also have the ability to play these scenarios. The scenarios are really cool setups where you have to get out of check, get into check, mate in one move, find the hung piece, all sorts of things that you would have to do if you were actually in chess club like I was, because I was nerdy in school, and really have nostalgia about.
Boom Boom Rocket. This game is so much fun. You're sitting here listening to these techno-funk remixes of these classical songs that you had to play in band. Man, we're a bunch of nerds, aren't we? Anyway, everyone knows these songs, but they're completely functified. You can't play this game without totally grooving out. It's just a simple pattern matching game using the buttons. It's like a Dance Dance Revolution or a Guitar Hero, but very simplified. It's easy to learn, difficult to master like Othello and a bunch of other games that I'm stealing that from. It is a lot of fun. You get frustrated, but in that good way.
My girlfriend made me play it, I promise. The fact that I like it, it's a completely different story. Now basically, you're a little fish that keeps eating fish until you get bigger, and you get bigger and bigger and bigger the more fish you eat until you can eat enormous fish, and then eventually sharks and whales and just really ridiculous things. But it's a lot of fun. It's kind of like a game called Flow that came out a few years ago with the whole concept of evolution. You're going to keep playing it. It's super addictive, and you better keep playing it because the achievements require like 10 hours or 50 hours or something just remarkably weird.
The world's most successful Easter egg. It was in like Midnight Club Dub Edition or something. People found it. It was a download on Xbox. Now it's a download on Xbox 360. It is so much fun. It's just what it sounds. It's a bunch of geometrical shapes battling it out in space. Super particle effect, happy. So pretty. It's a lot of fun. It's very addictive. I actually suck terribly at this game. I've only got 2 achievements. I can never make it past like 200,000 score. It's ridiculous, but I can't stop playing, and neither will you.
Now, the name itself doesn't tell you anything about it, but imagine this. A very tiny SimCity on speed. Basically, it's like Legos meets every strategy game you've ever had, wrapped up into about a 10-second game with like 5 places you can actually build anything, a heavy focus on economy, in the middle of space, getting yelled at by a bunch of cartoon characters, and you just have absolutely no idea what's going on, but you're loving every second of it. If you like any strategy game at all, give this a shot.
Just about the most perfect pattern-matching Tetris-style game I think I've ever played. So on top of just matching shapes or colors, you have to match poker hands. You make straights, straight flushes, full houses, 3s of a kind, 4s of a kind. It's an entire new element that really takes some getting used to, but makes it a lot of fun. It's so addictive, you keep playing it over and over again in a world populated by millions of downloadable puzzle games. This is one of the only ones I can actually recommend.
Though I've heard positive things about the storyline from other people's opinions, I think that if you ignore the storyline, you'll like the game a lot better. Now, basically, you play a 1/4 tall little guy with a gun that is specific to the kind of guy that you spawn as. You have little bases you have to defend. You try to go and kill other guys to take their bases. The longer you hold the bases, the more points you accrue. Eventually, whoever actually acquires all the points in the round wins the match. It's just a series of matches over and over again, so it's kind of a strategy game mixed with a little bit of action. And if you ever liked the game Soldier back on the old Sony Station website, you'll love this.
Puzzle Quest is like an Xbox equalizer. It takes Bejeweled, which got everyone's moms playing video games, and Warcraft, which got everyone's girlfriends playing video games. It mixes them into one thing, but it's going to have you and your girlfriend fighting over the controller. You play Bejeweled type stuff, then you level up, you cast spells, you do attacks on little goblins and demons, you get mounts, you research spells, there's just all kinds of stuff, and it's all wrapped around this tight little Bejeweled interface that everybody doesn't want to say that they like, but they really do.
We kind of wanted to wrap it up just a little bit and give you some just generic Xbox Live Arcade comments.
Hexig HD, we didn't really list it. It's a pretty good game. Most of you probably already have it because you bought the Xbox Pro, right? It's a great puzzle game. I don't know if I would have downloaded it, but we sure played a lot of it.
Oh yeah, and then not to mention the achievements. Now you got Aegis Wing, which I hope I'm pronouncing it right. If not, the interns are going to be mad at me. But it's got all sorts of street cred because it was made by interns. Also, yet again, it was free. So if you didn't download it and give it a try, you're kind of stupid. Why not?
Yeah, same with Yaris. Granted, it's blatant advertising. And it looks really stupid, but it kind of grows on you. It's just like super. You know what it reminds me of now? That Speed Racer movie that just came out. Now that I see it, it's like this super fast racing, zapping things with your hood ray gun. Anyway, it's free, so you might as well at least try it. Now, there's some really bad games out there. Bank Shot Billiards, I just want to single out because it looked like it was going to be a lot of fun. And you get to literally, you make like 3 shots in the trial, and it's over, and it's really annoying to restart. So it's never going to get downloaded. Nobody can see if they like the game or not.
Alright, now, there's this game called Space Giraffe. It was supposed to be all revolutionary and cool and awesome and whatever, but I'd like to find the person and the needle that made this happen. Because it doesn't make any sense. It's nothing but lines and explosions and particle effects. But seriously, don't toke up before making a game.
Screw Jumper is just screwy. It's like this mini game that's been on a lot of platformers before, but that's the entire game. You're falling down a tunnel, trying to hit something, trying not to hit other things. Speeding up to break through some objects, which doesn't explain why you can't hit other objects. It was just incredibly annoying.
Oh my god, I can't believe they used the Havoc engine for that.
Yeah, it didn't look like it.
Last one was Word Puzzle. Both of us were kinda,
It looked like it was gonna be good, but it's so easy. Maybe it gets harder later on, but it tells you every time where the first letter starts on the pretense of a bonus. It's so ridiculously easy to find these words. And plus, it's in the paper. It's like the jumble. It's not really worth paying for. There's some really bad adaptations out there. The main thing that people appear to like to do with Live Arcade is translate other old games. Double Dragon and Paperboy just jumped out as horrible, horrible adaptations. They just really, really stink bad. But, you know, I don't know why people are really into these anyway.
Yeah, my thing is, I have to say, is a lot of people are going to get all upset because in our list of good games, we didn't talk about Contra and Doom and Double Dragon and Fatal Fury, Paperboy, Sonic, Street Fighter, TMNT, and all the Atari and Nintendo clones. But it's because they're classic games. I know that. I don't need a bunch of fanboys telling me how great they are. Go play your Nintendos. This is Xbox Live.
It's really annoying to play some of these on the Xbox.
Yeah.
It's just not, it just doesn't feel right. It's not a lot of fun. It's not even worth the achievements, because almost all of them have achievements for beating the entire game 6 times or some crap like that. So yeah, that's our 87 cents on Xbox Live.
Absolutely.